All right. Oh, couldn't find my voice there for a second. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We are in the 737 MAX today, going from Oakland International to Las Vegas International. Flight time says about an hour and 8 minutes, but should be, I put about an hour and a half just to cover any incidences we have along the way or whatever. So let's get in here, get our plane started up, and as always, please read the information for today if you're new to the channel or you're just looking for some further information that I may have provided before and you just forgot to look. But anyway, let's get in here and get started. Welcome, Joseph. So this is the flight I was going to do on Friday. I think everything has been sorted. It just seems like it was a weird glitch for some reason, but yeah. So should be a fairly straightforward flight. We'll double check our flight pattern or flight stuff to make sure we're not going to have any issues with the approach or anything. And so we'll go through all that here in a moment.
American 2219er IFR to Las Vegas, ready to copy.
American 2219er is cleared to Las Vegas Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30, climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 135.1 squawk 2733.
American 2219er, cleared to Las Vegas Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30, climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 135.1 squawk 2733.
American 2219er, read back correct. Contact ground on
Don't talk to ground just yet.
121.75. Good day.
We got some things to check first and do before we get in the air. So let's get that. We want yeah, that should do right there, I think. Let's see, we need to go to here and put our flaps in for takeoff. Let's see. Legs. Check everything. That's a little bit farther out. Nope. Alright, looks like that is all set. Doesn't look like it's all goofy, so we are good to go there. So I think we're okay. So let's go to the legs here. So that's all set. Let's get everything else started up. I'm doing alright, Joseph. We'll talk a little bit more about some things that are getting ready to happen here next week. That on, trees on. Okay, force switches. Open the APU master. Both master open. I gotta start the generators first, don't I? clearance for
Oakland ground American 2219er with Sierra ready to taxi IFR.
American 2219er taxi to and hold short of runway 30 by taxiway 1 Echo Uniform Whiskey Whiskey 1. Contact tower on 124.9er when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 30 via taxiway 1 Echo Uniform Whiskey Whiskey 1 American 2219er. Oakland ground American 2219er requesting pushback.
American 2219er, pushback request accepted.
All right, there we go.
Oakland ground American 2219er requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
American 2219er, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Oakland ground American 2219er requesting the end of pushback.
American 2219er request to end pushback received.
Okay, I think we're all set. We'll just go ahead and arm that. Our brakes set up. We'll just leave that off right now. All right, let's go. Very short trip to the runway. Seems like it's going to be rather quiet in the chat today. Joseph, are you still here? Mr. Addies, give me a thumbs up if you're still here. Check Nave. It says I have nobody watching, so I hope you didn't like suddenly drop out at ease and then so let me know that you're still here, please. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Ooh, a little bump in the road there, apparently. Huh. That's kind of weird. All right, so yeah, we'll get in the air and we'll talk about next week. Once no, it's a sunrise, Joseph. Where the sun's coming up, not going down. Should be, yeah. That's the east behind us there. So, yeah. Sunrise, not sunset. Sunset would be somewhere over the other side of San Francisco. He had me thinking about it. I'm like, wait, is it a sunrise or sunset? I thought I made it for the morning, but it may have misunderstood my intentions. So the news I'm going to share once we're airborne is subject to change. There's some, well, we'll talk all about it, but it's still, there's some things I have to do before well, it seems like this was a whole point, but maybe they extended it. That's kind of weird. Huh. I wonder if this runway was extended. It might have been extended a little bit in the past. Hello, Mick. Good morning. How are you, sir? Really enjoyed the trucking last night. That was really awesome. Glad Amela was able to come in and cause a little more carnage than Chris. That was a good time last night. Had a nice flight with Captain Arish last night in the over Australia.
2219er, ready for IFR departure runway 30.
American 2219er, altimeter 30, decimal tree 1 wind com. Cleared for takeoff runway 30.
Cleared for takeoff runway 30, American 2219er.
We are. All right, let's pull onto the runway and we'll get out of here. Yeah, it was about, I guess, a couple hours of flying last night, about 3 or so. We just did this weird zigzag around and saw some nice scenery and everything. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Fly with him tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's flight, I don't know what it'll be, but I'm probably going to go live at 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's probably going to be somewhat of a short flight. Nothing really too, it was an experience. Yeah, it was. No doubt, Mick. Yeah, I don't know where we're going to go yet, but it'll be a fairly short flight, probably an hour or less. I do have an appointment tomorrow downtown, so I want to be able to get out the door on time for all that and whatnot. So, all right, here we go. We're as good as it's going to get. All right, let's turn that. All set. All right. Throttles on. All right, we're all set. Let's go. Yeah, it sure was, Addies. Yeah, it was a good laugh. A lot of fun. Ooh, crap! What the hell just happened? Oh my god. What in the... Oh, Lord, what's happening here? It's like I lost control of the plane somehow and it wanted to go in the air on its own. Oh, I gotta get back on the runway. Wow. It like hit a bump or something and just went airborne on its own. That was insane. Wow, okay. That was unexpected. It's like there was a huge bump on the runway there. Yeah. Like it like hit something and then all of a sudden it was like it went all kinds of crazy. Alright. Oh, it hit the speed brakes, I think. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's try that again. I think I'm just gonna go right here and turn on the runway and go, because there's something right there that is like protruding out of the runway or something that's causing a I think I have to line up just off center. I think that's what it is. I remember this has been a problem before, that if you're too close to the center, there's something that protruding that yeah, wow, that was insane. It's like one of the lights or whatever, so I'm going to line up just to the right of center line and we'll go. Yeah, that was insane. Well, hopefully that's our one hiccup for today. For this flight. But at least the speed brakes came up and that helped slow me down, I think, and get the plane back under control. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn. Well, let's go all the way to the end and then turn and then we'll. Yeah, I don't. Try this again. Well, luckily we don't have any other aircraft, coming in or whatever, so we can get back out here and try this one more time. That's the good thing about having AI traffic off here. Yeah, I seem to recall any other time I've flown out of here in the past in the game, not in real life, but in the game, there's something on the runway that is causing that to happen. Like it's one of the lights, I think, that is, it's like it's not where it should be. It's like it's sticking out of the ground or something. So we'll just get this lined up and then we'll go. Make sure our auto throttle is still on and we'll just punch it and go. Yep. Alright, let's go. There it is again. Wow, look at that. What in the bloody hell? It's right there. Okay. Even where I was at. Alright, let's just try to get back on the runway and go. Let's just do that.
A1.
Yeah, there's a little hiccup there. Yeah, we're not going to try to line it back up again. Let's just go.
American 2219er, contact departure on 135.1. Good day.
135.1 American 2219er. Departure American 2219er is at 1,300 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
American
Yeah.
2219er,
There's
departure
a
altimeter 30.1
there's a bump in the there's like just a small bump, but in a plane like this, it's just going to go and do its own thing. So, yeah, there's just something wrong with the runway itself. So, the way that it's modeled is not probably very correct.
Bank angle, bank angle. Bank.
American 2219er, contact Oakland Center on 119er decimal 475. Good day.
119er decimal 475 for American 2219er. Oakland Center American 2219er is at 6,600 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
American 2219er, Oakland Center, altimeter tree 0 decimal tree 1, continue to CNBEL as planned.
So we got to get caught back up on the...
2219er, contact departure on 135 decimal 1. Good day.
Going to 135 decimal 1 American 2219er. Departure American 2219er is at 8,300 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
All right, we're on the track now, right there.
Altimeter tree 0 decimal 29er, continue to port as planned. American 2219er, contact Oakland Center on 119er decimal 475. Good day.
Going to 119er decimal 475 American 2219er. Oakland Center American 2219er is passing 6,900 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
No, that's not
American
correct.
2219er, Oakland Center, altimeter tree 0 decimal 29er, continue to port as planned. American 2219er,
All right.
contact departure on 135 decimal 1. Good day.
All right, well, hopefully that is the end of that nonsense.
Departure American 2219er is at 10,200 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
American 2219er, departure altimeter tree 0 decimal 29er, continue to port as planned. American 2219er, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220 American 2219er.
All right, we're on our way. Finally.
American 2219er, contact Oakland Center on 119er decimal 475. Good day.
119er decimal 475 American 2219er. Oakland Center American 2219er is at 10,700 feet, climbing flight level 220.
American 2219er, Oakland Center, altimeter tree 0 decimal 27, continue to port as planned.
There's SFO. We were just here a couple Sundays ago. There's the Pacific Ocean. We're going to turn back inland here. Make our way towards Las Vegas. Alright, so here's the deal, folks. I gotta move, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, but also unfortunately. Things have gotten really... I can't be here anymore. It's just too chaotic. So tomorrow I have an appointment downtown. I know I've contacted a fellow veteran who put me in contact with somebody who has some space to rent. Basically, it's an old house, and they've kind of made it into apartments. And I'm gonna go. I gotta call him today. I talked to him briefly yesterday to get some information from him and talk to him about my situation and everything. So I'm going to try to see if I can go by there tomorrow after my appointment downtown, and then if everything, because I just want to get an eyes on the place and get a feel for it, but most likely that's my only option right now. I gotta stay here. I need to stay here. Not that I need to stay here because I have some significant doctor's appointments coming up in a few months, and I need to be here to get those things done. And so let's change our altimeter now. 3029. Wish there was a button I could push. See, it does this and then it always goes this crazy less amount. 2992, not 302. 2992. We're above 18,000 feet. So yeah, if everything goes well, if it looks halfway decent, then tomorrow, then after Sunday, I will be preparing to move. So after Sunday's scenic flight and the playing on the rails, yes, we're doing our run on Train Sim World 2.
Maintain flight level 330 American 2219er.
Yeah, I won't be streaming for a while. I don't know how long it's going to take. I got to know also about the internet, if you know how that's going to work over there. I'm going to have to get everything moved over to the new place. It may take a day or two. I don't know. So yeah, it's got to happen. I can't. It's just too chaotic here. And I know I say that word a lot, but that's what it essentially is. It's chaotic. So yeah, I gotta find another place and all that. So that's where we're at. So hopefully it'll be a smooth transition. I can get up and running and get back online. I just don't know how long it's going to take for that to happen. So, but we will see. Yeah, right now it's the only option for me to be able to stay in the area and get these doctor's appointments done. Alright, there we are. We're on our climbing nice and there's San Jose, South Bay. We're going to go across here. We're going to cut across the Central Valley and then across the mountains there in front of us. Probably a little farther north from where we've been before, when we've flown the Tomcat and a couple other jets around near Death Valley there. So we're going to cross over and then we're going to start our descent. So if you real quick, so we're going to Nettle, which is the one in front of us, and then we have another one, Birdie, and then Jason, basically, I guess the way of saying it, is our arrival point. So from there we should start descending into Las Vegas. And I don't expect, well, we may get up to 33,000 feet, but I think we may only stay here. I don't know if we're going to go another 4,000 feet. So we'll see what it tells us to do. So far, so good. So yeah, that's the news, folks. Yeah, I was trying to find a way to stay here in a, you know, and just get past things and try to, you know. But yeah, it's just not going to work, and so it is what it is. But I'm hoping that this new place is going to be a better place for me. So I kind of know the area that I think the place is in. I just need to go and actually see it for myself before I sign any documents or anything like that. So yeah. Interestingly enough, I think over there, let's have a look. Huh. So there's an altitude thing here, but you can't dial it in. I think it's just another way of oh, you know what? We need to turn those back to continue. Oops, daisy.
American 2219er climb and maintain flight level.
We are going to go. We are going to go there. Okay.
Climb and maintain flight level 370 American 2219er.
Boy, why is it? It was not wanting to go. Should see. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're now basically coming into the Central Valley here. A lot of the farmland is here in California. I think we got a bit of a tailwind, it looks like. Yeah, almost coming right from behind us at 38 knots, so that will help out a little bit. Should, in theory, in real life it would, but yeah. So, write down tomorrow's flights. Yeah, so just be prepared for me to go live 6 o'clock tomorrow, 11 o'clock UK time. So about 30 minutes earlier than normal. So, yeah, I just need that little extra time just to make sure I get out the door on time for my appointment. So, no. Pretty quiet in the chat today. I think everybody's otherwise engaged. That's alright though.
American 2219er, contact Oakland Center on 121.0
Wow.
flight.
Oakland's like way back yonder. I'm surprised we're talking to Oakland Center.
25 American 2219er. Oakland Center American 2219er is passing flight level 360, climbing flight level 370. American 2219er Oakland Center, continue to town as planned.
Until Los Banos Municipal. There is, I thought I just saw this sign for Los Banos. Should be right down there, I think. There's another airport. Oop. Dos Palos. Dos Palos. Another airport there. It's weird, like these things pop up and then they disappear quickly. Like, I don't know if it's because we're at a higher altitude or what's happening, but hello, mayonnaise. No, it's just basically kind of across town, Mick, but not like it's not a very far move. It's just the thankfully it's not far. So that was my biggest concern. I kind of know the area, but I gotta get eyes on it and see for myself what it looks like to kind of jog my memory and say, yep, this is going to be a good fit. You know. So yeah, it's just going to be a bit chaotic. I'm going to have to move stuff a little bit at a time. Thankfully, I have somebody who's going to help me out with that. Not carrying anything, but just he'll help me. He's got a vehicle and he'll just drive me back and forth until we got what I need out of here. You know, the most important thing. So yeah, it's just it is what it is. But yeah, I was really hoping to be able to stay here, but it's not possible, which is fine, you know. So yeah, it's basically closer to downtown, which helps me out quite a bit. But the only problem is where I would be living at, if everything goes according to plan. There's no like real there's no grocery store near there, so I would have to take the bus to get to a grocery store of any kind, do my shopping, and then take the bus back, which is fine. It is what it is. But that's the only thing that I'm not too enthused about, but I'll make do. You know, it's fine. So yeah, I just yeah. So, but it's fine. You know, this was just a stop along the way, I guess. Really, this wasn't permanent anyway. It was starting to feel permanent, but I was kind of railing against that, and I didn't want that. So I just have to kind of get through some things here. I probably will have to stay at least another year in the area, which is fine. I can do that kind of, I guess, as we used to say in the military, standing on your head. You know, you could do 6 months, a year, 2 years, for, you know, it goes by quick. So it's okay, Fish Guns. It's a bit temperamental. The startup stuff can be a bit wonky, I guess, for lack of a better term. But once you get used to it, it's not too bad. I don't mind it. A lot of people, because it's a Braddock 3D design, it's their product, a lot of people are like less than enthused about it, because they're like, it's just not that good. But it's got its own weird sort of peculiarities sometimes, and it doesn't really but yeah, when it works, it's fun. It's fun to fly. I appreciate that, Mick. It's just yeah, it's just been the situation here is kind of deteriorated, and it's just like I don't want to be around all the. This area is just gone downhill basically, and I don't think there's any way of turning it around, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to get by. Like I said, if I have to sign a year lease at the new place, I'm willing to commit to that. Yeah. So that should be. All right. So Birdie is our first descent. So we're going to get a little bit closer, and I'll ask for our first reduction in altitude. So yeah, it's trying to figure out how to say this. Normally I can deal with some kind of chaos, in my life. There's no way that you're going to not have chaos in your life. As much as you don't want it to be there, it's going to be there. And so I accept that, but it's just there's too much stuff that's happening here that I don't feel too comfortable with. There's a lot of stuff that is going on here that just feels kind of shady, and if you raise concerns, it's you're viewed as a very oh, nice fish guns. Yeah, it's just you can't say anything. It's gotten out of control, and there's no. I just have to go somewhere else for at least for the short term. Like I figure a year for me is a short term thing, and yeah. But from what I heard when I called this veteran that I met last year through the Veterans Story Project that I was working on for a bit, he said, oh, I know somebody who can help you out. He put me in touch with the guy. He said, call this guy. He hung up with me, called him and said, hey, I got a veteran who needs a place to stay, and can you help him out? And so he called me back and said, give him a call. He's got a place. So I called him up, basically told him my situation, and he was like, yeah, it's a really good price. So that helps me out financially as well. But I have to see what I'm getting for the price I'm paying. I just have to feel comfortable with it. It's one of those that sounds too good to be true sometimes, and I just have to see if that's the case or not. So, yeah. But yeah, it's been. It was just a matter of time before I was going to leave here anyway. It's just that now that I have a doctor who's got these appointments for me, finally, because the previous doctor never really did much for me. I mean, she kind of did, but not really. So now that I have a new doctor who actually cares in a better way, and I didn't even have to ask for certain things for appointments. He was like, I'm going to go ahead and put this in for you because I think we got to find out if this is the situation or not. So yeah, it's
American 2219er, contact Oakland Center
wow.
on 125.
I would thought we would have been talking to Los Angeles Center from here.
Going to 125.75 American 2219er.
I think at least as soon as we get over these mountains, that's when we'll talk to Los Angeles Center.
Flight level 370.
American 2219er Oakland Center, continue as planned.
A little bit of bump over the mountains here. That's typical. Got that wind cutting through here. We'll leave the... Okay, Joseph, that's fine. Well, thank you for telling me, though. Hello, Amela, how are you? Nice to see you here. Hopefully you were well after the carnage you caused in Mick's trucking expedition last night. Oh, that was awesome. Good times. Yeah, the area we have been flying through is just down off the right wing tip. Man, look at this. You can fly. Taking an F-14 through here would be quite a treat as well. Let's come in, just zigzag through and then climb out. And turn around and dive right through the valley there. Wow. Ooh, look at that. Oh, here it comes again. We got that weird... It's dipping, and then it's like the air is forcing the plane. Got a little wing flex there even. Alright, let's just look at our temperatures real quick to make sure we're not experiencing anything too extreme. I think it's just the typical stuff from the flying through the mountains here. 55 degrees Celsius outside here. Okay, so we're right within where it would be, I think, normally. So yeah, so it's not like we're getting those extreme temperature spikes or whatever. So yeah, I'm okay. I was just so I'll kind of bring you up to speed, Amela. Sunday will be my last stream for just a bit. I don't know how long, but I am gonna probably be moving next week, most likely. I'd say I'm 99.9% confident that that's what's going to be happening. Oh, there we are. Now we're talking to Los Angeles. Yeah. Yeah, that red car just suddenly caught you off guard there, Mick. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'm gonna have to move, and tomorrow. I'm gonna call the guy today and see. Ooh, look at that! Ooh, it's really bumpy. Oops-a daisy. That's my plan, mayonnaise. I gotta see what the deal is about the internet connection and all that. I got to find out to make sure that I can move my service over to the new address. I think I should be able to, but I don't. It's going to take me time to get settled in. I'm going to try to do that as quickly as I can and get things back up and running so that I can get streaming again. So that's the plan. So yeah, that's where we're at. So but yeah. I think we're pretty much past. Let's see. Let's get down to. I'm gonna ask for a reduction to. Let's just start with 30. Let's go to 35 just to get a little bit of reduction going.
Los Angeles Center, American 2219er. Request flight level 350. American 2219er descent and maintain flight level 350. Descent and maintain flight level 350, American 2219er.
All right. take my time. No, no, I'm staying in state, Novella. No, I'm not moving out of state. That was the only other option. If this doesn't work out, then I may have to, but I'm hoping to avoid that for the time being. So, what do you mean take the time? Oh, you talk about well, yeah, I mean, I like to get back to the stream, but I like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take. There's a lot of particulars that I need to find out. I'm going to call him and ask for some information at least ahead of time, and then just see if I can stop by tomorrow and just have a look at the place. You know, get eyes on it. Ocular proof, as my friend always says. My good army buddy. So, you know, I want ocular proof. I want to get a sense for the area, and you know, do I feel comfortable there? Probably meet some of the other tenants as well, just to get a feel for them, and yeah, and then go from there. I think we're gonna stay. So we still got to get over a few more mountains there. So I think if we're going to stay here, I think we're okay. But I think we're out of the worst of the turbulence here. We're past the mountain range there. All nice and snow covered. Parts of them at least are. So, yeah, that's the situation, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to minimize everything as much as possible. So, it may just be that some of the viewer-requested flights that were supposed to happen, not this Friday, but the following Friday, I may have to bump them down, you know, to you know, might just have to work with that, and so that may be the last Friday of the month. It won't be a long flight. No, fish guns. It's I haven't changed anything. I never really messed around with any of that stuff because I'm very unsure that, you know, if you change any of the graphics settings or anything, that it's going to, you know, it may cause more problems. So I just leave the settings where they are, and that's it. You know, in Captain Arish's stream last night, some folks were debating on the look of it on the Xbox Series S or X, and I said, you know, I run it on the S, and I don't really have too many problems. It seems like a lot of the people on the PC have what they call stuttering, and we have it here on the Xbox, but it doesn't seem as bad for whatever reason. So yeah, it's very strange because the graphics cards and whatnot on the PCs are certainly probably more powerful than what we have in the Xbox, but you know, I've not had any issues with it. You know, there's a few times where the rendering, like there was a time where I was getting ready for a flight. I think it was when we were doing the flight over San Francisco. The area was all muddy. It was not very well defined, and so I stopped it. Stopped the stream, restarted the game and everything, and then it was cleared up. So it's just very hit and miss, but on average, generally, I've not had any real significant problems with the graphics. Knock on wood, you know. So, pardon me, I need to blow my nose. There we go. Much better.
American 2219er, contact Los Angeles Center on 132.3. Good day. 132.3 American 2219er. 2219er, flight level 350.
American 2219er, Los Angeles Center. Continue to be YRDY as planned.
I think what I'm going to do is go to...
American 2219er, contact Los Angeles Center on 124.625. Good day.
124.625 for American 2219er. Los Angeles Center, American 2219er, flight level 350.
American 2219er, Los Angeles Center. Continue to be YRDY as planned.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mayonnaise. But yeah, it's very weird. Let's go to 320.
Los Angeles Center, American 2219er. Request flight level 320.
American 2219er, descend and maintain flight level 320.
Descend and maintain flight level 320, American 2219er.
Alright, there we go. Yeah, you might be right there, Mayonnaise. Yeah. But it's just weird because a lot of people, the PC, not everybody, but there's a good portion of the people in the PC community who seem to think that their problems are caused by the fact that this is running on the Xbox. They don't think that, well, maybe I need to look at my settings, check to see if anybody else has similar sort of specifications that I have for my system and see if they're having the same problem, because it might be something different. It's not just because but they blame the fact that it's on the Xbox. Oh, I never had this problem. And that's what they claim. They are 100% certain that none of these problems existed until it came out on the Xbox. And a lot of people were like, no, that's not true. There was a lot of problems before it came out on Xbox. You're just looking for, that's your convenient excuse. No. So, I think let's go to, all right, let's go to, should be about right.
Los Angeles Center, American
Yep,
2219er.
perfect.
Request flight level 240.
American 2219er, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240, American 2219er.
Uh, 219er. I think so. But they have no idea what. Yeah, that's the hard part, is because they're convinced, and they're not going to hear any other possible explanation. They're dead certain that because that's what they become entrenched in that view of how things are working, and all that. So, and you're right, they could be right, but a lot of people who've been on the PC since the very beginning have said, no, that's not correct. There was a lot of other problems. There was lots of graphical problems before this all started. But maybe their system was working fine, and then for whatever reason, it all went to hell in a handbasket. So, Mr. Adams, yeah, I think that's part of it. There's been pretty rampant examples of that in the forums, and the moderators reiterate that everybody, no matter what you play on, everybody's supposed to be welcome. You know, we're all one community, yada yada yada. But obviously, that doesn't always go according to plan. So, yeah. All right, so we're at 240, and I think we're going to make a slight right here, if I'm understanding that correctly. So, yeah. There we go. On to the next marker. So I need to be careful because we've had a problem in the past where we've gotten too low. So I'm going to go ask for 220.
Los Angeles Center, American 2219er. Request flight level 220. American 2219er descend and maintain flight level 220. Descend and maintain flight level 220 American 2219er.
This plane slow down a bit here. We still got to make it over those mountains, and they're fairly low, but it's going to be a quick, it seems like once we're closer, we're in our arrival phase now, but our approach, we're going to kind of zig to keep going to the right a little bit along this mountain range, and I think there's this area, this area right here, I think that's where we're going to kind of come in, because that seems like a low sort of spot. So I think that's where we're going to go through. So as long as I can keep an eye on the altitude and the, that we're not going to hit a mountain, then we'll just keep continuing to descend a little bit here and there, and then we should be set up for our approach. So okay. Alright, so maybe I was wrong about that. Alright, let's go to 5,000 reduction.
Los Angeles Center, American 2219er. Request 17,000 feet. American 2219er descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Descend and maintain 17,000 feet. American 2219er.
Indian Springs Air Force Auxiliary. Huh. Flying S Ranch. So some of this stuff we've kind of seen before when we've been kind of messing around here in the area with the Tomcat and everything. So yeah, we're going to come right over these low mountains here. So I think at 17,000 feet we should be okay. And even at 14. don't want to go too low too soon, because in the past it's told us to go ahead and descend, and then we end up having to worry about flying into the side of a mountain, and we're trying to pull up last minute. So I think at 17,000 we're fine there. Once we get past this last bit of mountain ranges here, then I'll try to go a little bit lower. And I'm going to, once we get to 17,000, I'm going to go ahead and start slowing the plane down even more. And I need to look at the altimeter so I can get that set. I think it's at 030. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set that now so that at least we're there. At least that's not too bad to move from. Gotta really get this dialed in quickly because it's there we go. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and get it dialed back to 210.
Las Vegas approach on 125.6. Good day. 125.6 for American 2219er. Las Vegas approach American 2219er, 17,000 feet. American 2219er, Las Vegas approach altimeter 30.33, continue to Pesci as planned.
33. Oh, I wasn't too far off then. Perfect.
Las Vegas approach, American 2219er. Request 13,000 feet. American 2219er descend and maintain 13,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Descend and maintain 13,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. American 2219er. American 2219er descend and maintain 14,000 feet.
All right. So it looks like now we're
14,000 feet. American 2219er.
we will get all of our instructions from ATC. Let's have a look. I think that's what's going to happen from here on out. Let's look. Nope. Not yet. Pretty soon, though. All right, let's get our lights on. Just 'cause we like to be a well-lit. Plane. Oops. Oh. I bet the devs know. Well, I think, well, the developers have basically said that they feel that they want the community to be the community. They want everybody to enjoy it, but there's always going to be those people who can't accept that because that's just how they are. They do know that there's issues with the Xbox version because it's of the closed garden aspect of it. So they're trying to work through some of that stuff on the coding for some of the other aircraft that we've been waiting for. So that's kind of where we're at with that. There's just some different challenges with the console. That's where we're at. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that are happening, I think that most people don't quite understand, and so they just kind of say some really off the wall stuff because they feel like that's their that's just how they are. So, oh, he didn't do anything, Amela. This person's just mad because they don't have a girlfriend, and so they're taking it out on Addies. That's all. It's just some high school crap. That's all it is. It's just a typical high school crap. Because that's what that person's living in, that mentality. Sounds like. So, all right, let's get it slowed down to 180, and we'll drop some flaps so we can get ready for our landing.
Las Vegas approach, American 2219er. Request 10,000 feet. American 2219er descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, American 2219er.
Yeah. Exactly, Amela. That's all it is. Well, he's just, don't fret about it. Just, let him make his stupid mistakes, and they'll, yeah. There you go. Pulse is right about that. Hello, Pulse.
Las Vegas approach, American
That's not what I wanted,
2219er.
but that's okay.
Request 7,000 feet. American 2219er descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect 7,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect 7,000 feet. American 2219er.
Should be right there. Should have gotten the call already. Oh, maybe not. Epic stuff last night. Really epic stuff. I guess we're keeping this at.
2219er descent and
There we go.
maintain 8,000 feet. Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. American 2219er.
See if we're done with the yep. All right, so we're just going to get all of our descent altitudes from here on out, so we should be pretty much set up for success here. We're coming around to bomb right now, and then we're going to come right across here, and then we'll be on the approach. So now the other thing real quick too, to kind of review, there's our diamond system on the left or on the right side and the bottom side. So bottom diamond hits the middle, localizer mode. Right side diamond hits the middle, approach mode. And then we should be locked in on the tractor beam, as I like to call it. So we should be set for success here. We'll take all of our descents from here on out from the ATC.
2219er, you are 25 miles southwest. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 1 left approach.
Yep, we are well below that.
Clear to overlane event.
Roman.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 1 left approach via Rome transition. Cleared to Rome American 2219er.
Oh, look at that airport. It's a pretty nice looking regional airport there. Got a pretty decent sized runway.
American 2219er descent and maintain 7,000 feet. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. American 2219er.
All right. There we are. We're getting there. Ooh, wow, the diamond is in the middle fairly early. I'm going to go ahead and hit that localizer mode then. Wait for the other diamond to line up, and then we should be all set. Oh, it's going off. It's still in the center, kind of. I might have hit it a little too early. Nope, it should be about right. Okay.
American 2219er descent and maintain 6,300 feet. Descend and maintain 6,300 feet. American 2219er.
Yeah, I hit the localizer a little too early. We can back off of that right now, actually. Just wait for it to actually get lined up even better. We're just a little bit off, but that's okay. We'll let the plane correct itself.
American 2219er, you are 14 miles southwest of Las Vegas. Contact Las Vegas Tower on 118.75
Now I think
when
we can
inbound.
get it.
Tower on 118.75 American 2219er. Las
Now it
Vegas
drifts
Tower,
again.
American
Doggone it.
2219er, 13 miles southwest inbound ILS runway 1 left approach.
American 2219er, Las Vegas Tower. Altimeter tree 0.3 with 179er at 14. Cleared ILS runway 1 left approach.
One turn
Cleared
back.
ILS runway 1 left approach. American 2219er.
Alright, now we can hit it again. Alright, there's that. And then the ILS. Is... Oh, we're below. We gotta come up, come up, come up, come up, come up.
2500.
I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it now. Whew. Okay. Well, there is a updated version out. They changed the name and everything. It's supposed to probably improve some of the graphics and all that. It's for sale in the marketplace, but some people have had some issues with it. So it's a pretty big airport, quite honestly. I mean, it's the major airport for Las Vegas, but yeah, it's huge. You could easily get lost in there if you don't know where you're going. Like when I went to visit my friend in Vegas, I was lost just finding the baggage claim, the baggage carousel. And luckily I spotted him, and I was like, okay, now I know I'm in the right spot, because he had already looked, had let me know where he was, so I was just trying to find.
American 2219er with 179er at 14. Cleared to land runway 1 left.
Clear to land runway 1 left American 2219er.
Let's get a little bit more flat down. Now the only thing that I'm seeing here, it just feels like we're a bit lower than where we should be, but that's, I think, is just a bit of an optical illusion. I think we're okay. We're on the glide path, so that's the important part. So I think we're good. So we're gonna hit the autopilot off as we get over the threshold, disarm the auto throttle, throttle it back, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so the diamonds are all lined up. It did bring it back along the correct path here. Oh, see, there it went again. Everything just shut down. Look at that. I'm going to have to land this manually. Okay, yep, it just shut down again. Look at that. That's insane. I'm just going to have to kind of glide it in. This is going to be a bit of a crazy landing here. Got this. We are way off the runway here. Turn, 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 turn. Flare, flare. to glide over the runway here is... Luckily I picked a long runway. We're not going around. Come on, let's set it down, set it down. There we go. Whew. Yeah, there it happened again. Take care, Amela. Nice to see you here. Having a great day.
American 2219
Yeah, it happened
turn
again.
next taxiway.
Alright, we'll get our gate assignment here in a second.
American 2219er, contact ground on 127.9er.
Yeah, it totally shut off again.
American 2219er.
Insane. There's 1, 2. Go. To the gates, please.
Ground American 2219er taxi to the gate.
American 2219er taxi to gate Alpha 15 via taxiway, Mike Cross runway 19er left Mike Delta.
Taxiing to gate Alpha 15 via taxiway Mike Cross runway 19er left, Mike Delta American 2219er.
Yeah. It's, it just happens. You just never know. Like, I thought we weren't going to have any issues, and sure enough, for whatever reason, I was out here, I lowered the flaps one more time, I was just checking things, I come back inside, and bam, it's all just went blank. So, well, we're on the ground either way. So, there we are. At least we had long enough runway to kind of hover over it. I could have, in all honesty, I should have picked the one right, the one that we're getting ready to cross over right here, because it's a little bit longer than the one we landed on. So if we had any issues, we would have had just a bit more runway to work with. If we had to go all the way to the end there, we would have had just a bit more to, we would have been over the threshold a little bit earlier and had time to get the plane settled. So, did that happen to him this morning, Joseph, on his stream? Is that what you mean? Yeah, it just all went blank, and I thought for sure we'd lost all the power and everything, but I mean, the engines are on. It's just that the computer system's all turned off. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Crazy stuff. I know Joe was flying this morning on Flight Sim for his morning stream, I guess, and so that's what I'm thinking. I wonder if that's what plane was he flying? Do you know? Do you remember, Joseph? Was he flying this or flying another Boeing aircraft, or was it the A320? Well, he's got the computer version, so I don't know. He may have more than what I have, so I really don't know what the issues could have been. That looks like it's a regional jet. That looks like one of the bombardiers. Looks like a CRJ. Huh. Yep, so that's the struggles we are facing. Never heard of this airline. Huh. Looks like a pretty neat airline. I like the design. Something unique, that's for sure. So yeah, that's just some strange stuff. I don't know. I think this happened before the next day after I was on a multiplayer system. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'd be hard pressed to think that's what's causing it, but who knows at this point? There's this, anything's possible. Let's go have a look at this while we're. Let's just slow down. Oops, slow down here. Showcase. Minimize that. Close that. Let's just go have a look at this plane over here real quick while we're. Oh, it's a Legion Air. Oh, okay. Well, it says, or it's all. Well, let's take a look real quick here, a little bit closer. Yeah, Legion. Yeah, that's what it is, a Legion Air. That's pretty cool. That looks pretty slick. Yeah, pretty neat. So I guess, you know, Legion Air has a pretty substantial presence here. Looks like there's a... Look at that, it's spelled backwards, but there's United Airlines. I think the airport here in Las Vegas is big enough that most airlines have their own sections of the airport there, if I'm not mistaken. You know, like United has its own terminal, American Elite, you know, like all the big names or the ones that's, you know, flying in and out of here all have their own concourse areas. So, I mean, this airport is huge. And oh my goodness, New York LaGuardia was just, oh, felt like I was walking forever to get to my gate there at New York LaGuardia. Or Newark, or is it Newark or well, I'll just say LaGuardia. I think it's Newark, New Jersey is where the LaGuardia is actually at. But yeah. And they're renovating that airport as well, like expanding stuff. I can't believe it seems like just yesterday I was there at that airport. A little bit closer. That's good enough for government work. All right, let's shut it down. That's interesting. Oh, there it goes, finally. All right, an hour 7. That's not too bad. We went a little bit longer because we did have that crazy takeoff there at the beginning. But yeah, we made it. That's all that matters. So there we are. On behalf of myself, the entire flight crew, I forgot my little spiel there. We had a lot going on, it seems. Thank you all for flying with us today. Do join us tomorrow. I think we're going to steer clear of the jetliners tomorrow. We're just going to go and do some prop stuff and just have some fun with that. So do tune in tomorrow for that as well. Do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock UK. We're starting 30 minutes early, so just be prepared for that, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, live long and prosper.